Prominent Hong Kong pro-democracy leader Joshua Wong has launched a bid for a seat in the semi-autonomous city's legislature. Wong has filed his nomination for the September 6th polls, which comes after China's implementation of the controversial national security law on Hong Kong. Experts say that the law aims to target protesters by accusing them of carrying out secessionist activities. Wong was barred from contesting the polls held in the previous years. Experts say that authorities will most likely bar some candidates from contesting the upcoming polls as well. Now, Wong, on his part, has maintained that China will attempt to target activists and that he is one of the main targets of the new security law. Joining us on this broadcast for more details on this story is Richard Kimber. He's joining us from Hong Kong. Richard, welcome to Beyond. Now, Mr. Wong is one of a dozen controversial and confrontational leaders, opposition leaders, that have emerged and outshone the old democratic old guard in Hong Kong. He's received widespread support recently. Now, this is not his first attempt to get into the Hong Kong legislature, isn't it? He was earlier barred by the authorities from doing so.
That's right, he was barred because of his advocating for Hong Kong's which at the time was deemed to be violating electoral law. Now, back when that happened, Joshua Wong said that he felt this was political censorship, but he's nevertheless trying again. But under the new national security law, there is a concern from pro-democracy activists and from political analysts that there will be more measures taken by the government via Beijing to try and prevent some people like him from running this time, because of the concerns over the fact that by having a very large pro-democracy swell during these legislative council elections, then it could become relatively difficult for the government actually here to operate. The big danger for the government is that if there is a huge upsurge in pro-democracy seats in the legislative council, it does give the pro-democracy parties suddenly a lot more power to try and block government policy, whatever that may be. And the biggest concern is that the government budget may be undermined, which would effectively undermine the entire government operations here. How likely that is will really depend largely on how much action the government takes against pro-democracy campaigners during the next 2 or 3 months leading up to these September elections, but also whether or not the public really will be in a position to try and vote some of these people in, based on some of the frustrations and the concerns that many of the pro-democracy supporters have here too.
Right. In the past 4 years, authorities have barred 18 Democrats from contesting these local elections in Hong Kong. So, it's over and over, time and again, the authorities have cracked down on these democratic leaders in Hong Kong. But Joshua Wong has been the face of the recent pro-democracy movement in Hong Kong, isn't it? He was only a teenager, in fact, when he became the face of the protests in Hong Kong. And Beijing has accused him of being a backhand of foreign powers. Now, Joshua Wong says he will be one of the prime targets of this new security law that has been imposed in Hong Kong. Is that a real threat?
Well, he's certainly concerned, and he has good reason to be concerned in a way, because there are other high-profile pro-democracy activists who have already decided in advance of necessary.
Right, we'll try and reconnect with Richard Kimber, who is getting us all the updates from Hong Kong. Joshua Wong, remember, he is the face of the pro-democracy movement in Hong Kong. He was one of the loudest and the most vocal activists who raised their voice against the new security law that has now been imposed by Beijing in Hong Kong. Joshua Wong has once again decided to fight the local elections in Hong Kong, and he was earlier barred by the Chinese authorities. However, he hopes that this time he may be able to succeed. Now, we will keep an eye out on all the developments coming out of Hong Kong.